What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Tacoma mod video. So currently I'm in my garage because it is pouring outside. We're changing out the chrome stock grill on the Tacoma. I have a 2019 Toyota Tacoma Sport, and we're changing it to the TRD Pro grill from Tacoma Lifestyle. I absolutely love this mod. I've been wanting to do it for a long time, and now it's a little bit of a tedious process. My hands got beat up a little bit. I broke some parts, but the assembly part, putting it back together, is super easy. I really love this product. Let's get into the install video now. Tools you'll need for this install, pretty basic: a flathead, screwdriver, and a 10mm socket. You can also use a fastener remover. That's optional, but it may simplify some things. Okay, so first thing we need to do is pop the hood. And once we're under the hood, we need to remove this bolt right here, this bolt right here, so 2 bolts. And then we have a little pin here, which I broke. It's on the way from Amazon, but here is the one that's actually in, this right here. You can use a flathead or the fastener remover I was talking about to easily just pop it up and remove it. So we'll remove all those pieces right now. With your flathead, you're gonna pull up these pins on either side, and unless you have the fastener remover that I was talking about, you just pull up slightly and it'll pop up. So this is what the pin looks like, and they are plastic. They're pretty cheap, so they will break. I broke off one of the sides here on the old one, but it's still pretty secure without the pin in, but again, just be safe. You're gonna want these. So I watched a few videos that said you need to take the pins out from below here. You can't really see, but the same pins we took out on either side right there. But I did not. I don't think it's necessary. I don't even think it's actually part of, I think it's just part of the bumper, not the actual grill. So this comes off actually very easily. You can see that I already have this one on, but I'm still going to take it off just to show you guys. To get the harness out, you're going to have to unclip this pin here, and then detach it from the truck. Alright, so I pretty much use a flathead for everything. Since I have nails, it's really hard for me to grab a hold of anything. So I press down on this top clip right here, just help myself get it opened up. And to remove the grill, it's super simple. Be a little bit careful, but it comes off pretty easily. So first I just make sure it comes off the top here, and then work my way around, pulling pretty gently, and it should just come off super easy. And now it is completely off. And of course you would have your old grill attached, but I'm just kind of showing you guys, simplifying it because this is a little bit tricky for me first. Okay, so once you have the grill removed, the next step is to remove the actual grill from the shell itself. So you're gonna have to remove not only the grill, but the sensor that comes along with it. Now, the nice thing about this Tacoma Lifestyle grill is that it comes with the sensor attached right here. You just have to remove the sensor from the old chrome stock grill and put it in here, and I had no problems with it. Okay, so once you get your grill completely off, I think the next step to do is just to take the sensor off. This was probably the most time-consuming part. But you have these 2 bolts right here, 2 screws on either side. I've already kind of taken them out a little bit. So a screw there, and a screw up top here. And then you have to unfasten the harness. So you got your clip to remove here. And now this was honestly the toughest part for me. I already have them out again, but to take these clips out of these parts right here, I took a flathead and just pushed the sides in on each side and then just kind of worked it out, wiggled it out. And so these are what the clips look like. You can see the little clips on the side where I pressed in and then just had to yank it out of there. So you have a slot there, there, and then one up top for this little one up there. And then this is where it attached to the actual truck. So once you can get this whole wire out, it takes a little bit of time, then you can completely remove the sensor and then put it in the new grill. And then you're also gonna need these two pieces right here to screw in the new bolts on your new grill. And this is with the Tacoma Lifestyle grill. I'm not sure about the other ones. These just pop out and then you'll have to insert them in the new grill. Okay, so to remove the chrome grill from the shell here, there's 10 screws along the outside that you need to remove. And now you only need to keep 2 of these screws to insert the new grill. It only requires 2 screws, which is super nice, and it's really secure. Okay, so after you get the sensor out and the screws out all along the outside rim, the 10 screws, you're gonna now take the actual grill out. And so this might be a little bit hard to visualize because it's not in its actual shell here, but you have these tabs all along the outside that fit into these slots right here, just like this one, all along the outside. And all you're gonna do is pinch them and push them out. And I use the flathead, which you probably shouldn't because these are very delicate. And I broke a few of them. You can see here, broke that one. But if you're not ever gonna use this, this grill again, it's not a huge deal. But if you don't wanna break them, just be careful. Once you get the top row out, it gets a lot easier. They just start coming out. But once you get all these little clips out, then you can completely pull this part out from its shell. And so then you're gonna end up with basically 2 pieces here. And then from here it's pretty simple. Okay, so now you're gonna clip your new grill into the outside shell here, and that is super easy. It just clips in, just line it up and it clips in really nicely. And then, like I said before, the 2 screws you're going to have to screw back in are at the bottom here, so right there and right there. And those are the only 2 screws you need. Otherwise, it just locks into place with these little clips here. And make sure to just go around all the edges and make sure that they're all clipped in, and it should be in there nice and securely. And now the next thing is to insert the sensor back into its slot right here. All right, so with these 2 pieces we took from the old grill, we're gonna insert them in the new slot in the new grill here. And then your sensor is just gonna sit right on top. It's perfectly in there. So we're gonna put the screws back in on both sides. And so actually this spot where the screw was in on the old grill, I don't think you have to put this screw back in. It just doesn't. Yeah, so these are the only 2 screws, I believe, and it's in there pretty nicely. All right, so now we need to reattach the harness, and now technically you don't need these 2 clips anymore because there's not a slot on this new grill. I'm still just gonna keep them there, but you could just clip these off and get rid of them. You need to keep this top one. I guess you don't have to, but there is a slot still for that. And then at the end, the other clip back to the truck. Okay, so we're gonna clip this portion back in. And like I said, these two don't have a slot, so I just kind of tucked them in to make them kind of out of the way. And this top clip is gonna clip in right in its slot right here. Just like that. Okay, so here's one more look. Just to recap, we got the two screws on the side here, and then I believe you don't need this screw right here. Feels pretty secure. And then for the harness, clip it back in here, and then you have these two clips that don't have a home anymore, so either you can cut these off, zip tie it down, or just leave them hang, and then you have a slot for this clip right up here, and now you can reinsert the grill back onto the truck. All right, so we have our assembled grill. We're gonna put it back on the truck, and what I do is just line up where the two bolts at the top go, and it'll pretty much just clip in itself, and now all we have to do is put the bolts and the pins back in. Alright, so since I only have one pin, put it back in its slot, and now it's easier, and you'll probably avoid breaking it if you pop it out from the top like this, and then insert it and press the pin down. And then you're gonna take this little pin back and put it back in this hole right here. It'll snap right back up, just like that, back in place. And then there's this little clip right here as well. You can just snap it back into place right there. I think I actually forgot to do that when I reinstalled this new one. Okay, so now the grill is completely installed. It looks really good. The next video I'm gonna do is installing the Raptor lights, which I'm really excited for. But other than that, it's installed. It's very secure. I've already drove to work, and it was totally fine, even without this one pin right here, but I'll get that in the mail from Amazon. Again, I'll link that stuff down below just in case you do need it. Okay, so we're gonna make sure the sensor still works. And I'm actually gonna switch you guys over to my GoPro. Everything is good to go. So I'm gonna drive around too, just to make sure everything's good. All right, so far so good. No warning signs. So here is a final look at the TRD Pro grill, and so far I haven't had any issues with the sensor, and it looks really good. Alright guys, so that is the Tacoma Lifestyle grill install. Again, it was fairly simple, a little bit tedious. Some things took longer than others. But yeah, all in all, is super simple. The disassemble was a lot harder than actually just assembling it back. Tacoma Lifestyle made an amazing product, super easy to plug in, snap in, and it looks amazing. I've been wanting to do this for a while now, and I love the way it turned out. So like I said, I'll be doing the grill light install video next, so stay tuned for that. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.